Hello to the internet, and welcome back to more Danganronpa 2.
Nagito died, and now I don't have a regular voice anymore. Now I'm voicing only girls!
That's true! You only have girls now!
No! I don't have a problem doing Sonya's voice, but Akane sounds too much like Nagito.
Well, that's fine. Nagito's not even here anymore.
Yeah.
I never expected Nagito to die like this. Yeah, he looks like he was tortured.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, tied up and like fucking like whoever was doing it wanted answers from him, you know?
Right. There's duct tape over his mouth, though.
That's true. How can he give answers? Okay. He's always spouting nonsense.
I mean, technically, you don't really need. You can just torture someone to torture someone. You can get off on that.
That's true. That's true. But none of the remaining students seem like the type. So.
Seem like this is the optimal word.
That is true. He's always spouting nonsense about hope and trying to confuse the hell out of us. But even so.
If it's anything like the first game, we need to wait for that second personality.
Oh yeah.
wait. We were talking about JoJo off camera, and I just thought about something.
Okay.
Is Genocide Jill Toko's stand?
Yes. Also, you know, JJJ from Spider-Man?
J. Jonah Jameson? Yeah.
Jonah. He's a JJ. He's a JoJo.
Yeah.
I saw him.
Technically. Actually, I'm not going to say that considering that's a meme, and I still can't believe it.
By the time this episode goes up, I think it'll be safe.
Well, the thing is, technically, I saw something that definitively proves that Jesus was the first JoJo.
Yeah, because of his original name.
Yeah.
But no.
Not to mention, he had all these magnificent powers. He was the first JoJo. He walked on water.
But
so long ago.
But we're talking about J. Jonah Jameson, right?
Yeah.
By the time this episode goes up, I think it'll be enough time because these episodes take a while to be uploaded.
I don't know. We have them going through them pretty fast.
I'm on 17 right now, and this is like 34 or something. But in the newest Spider-Man, they finally brought back J. Jonah Jameson in like the actual MCU, and they brought back the actor too. I think that's great.
Yep. I want Spider-Man.
Give me pictures of when she sends nudes instead of pictures of Spider-Man. Even so, dying like this is just too cruel. Also, he wasn't completely useless. There were times where we were only able to reach the truth because of him. Oh yeah, by the way, remember how you told me that a lot of people like Nagito?
Yeah.
I've had several people tell me this, and I asked someone, you're like, hey, so does he get better? Because right now he's kind of, fucking crazy.
He's kind of fucking dead.
Yeah, exactly. He's dead now, and he never got better. I want answers, because everyone's like, oh, he's my favorite character. I don't understand. How? I mean, I admit he was entertaining to watch at least, but I don't really think that's being likable.
Ooh, you're looking at Nagito.
Jeez Louise. I don't understand what people find likable about this guy.
To be honest, I feel the same way. Like, in this game, I don't really find him likable because, A, he's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of funny in a sense, but, like, only if it's Deadpool level of crazy. Could you imagine the ultimate assassin being like Deadpool?
Yeah, I mean,
just like walking up to someone, they freaking stab him in the stomach, he's just like, oh look, I've been impaled. Take it out, healing factor?
No.
Deadpool would win this game.
So we're going to try to make a fan gun. And one of Johnny's characters is going to be the ultimate assassin.
Yeah. I still have Captain Elizabeth Tempest!
I know you said you wanted to make your golfer Japanese instead of Scottish.
Yeah.
But for this fangun, we are trying to do a room full of exchange students.
He could be Japanese. He could be the one non-exchange student.
But why? It would
to
just
make
make
it
so much more sense for him to
No. The reason is to be from a different part of Japan.
But also, Johnny wants his assassin to also be Japanese. Because
I mean, technically, Hope Peak Academy is in Japan. You're gonna have a couple students like that.
I guess, but it wouldn't be cool just to be like, oh, it's a class full of exchange students.
I don't care. Lichikechi is gonna be Japanese.
Fine, if you must. But we'll talk about that with Johnny later. Anyway, there are times we were only able to reach the truth because of him, but everything good and bad about him is gone. We'll never be confused by him again. We'll never be saved by him again. No, now isn't the time to think about unnecessary things. I need to focus on the investigation right now. For now, I need to... Jesus.
He looks like a sticker!
So, wait, his arm is cut up. Well, only one of them. That's weird. Why is it only one?
Maybe he got freed and the killer was just like, no! Fuck you!
I guess. Or... was the rope burned in the fire?
I don't know. It was burned somehow.
Okay. For now, I need to investigate everything about the body that catches my eye. The knife stabbed knocked his right hand. Did the killer do that? Kitty, what are you doing? She's just up on my arm demanding pets. How could they do something so cruel?
Fuck!
Kitty.
Sonia, I told you to eat later, but it is Subway. I must eat the fresh.
I must eat the fresh. What is she, Starfire?
Yes. Both of them have the same mentality.
Yeah.
This knife, it must be from the military base.
Military base? Also, now that you mention it, you're right. It looks like a survival knife.
Well?
By the way, it seems the wound on his legs and left arm were caused by that same knife. Which means, after the killer was finished stabbing his legs and left arm, they stabbed right through, specifically the left arm, not the right arm for whatever reason. And they stabbed the knife through his right hand.
Technically, technically they're not wrong.
I mean, yeah, I know, but like...
They're just explaining it.
Oh no! Oh no, Kitty!
That's what, she's just like, how dare you put a pickle on me?
I'm eating, there's a cat on my lap, and a pickle fell on top of her.
And then, they finished him off with a spear.
How cruel.
Hey!
Then, how does that mean the killer went...
What does that mean? Not how does that?
Where did I see the word how? I don't understand my brain. Does that mean the killer went through the trouble of using the two weapons? A knife and a spear? They could have just killed him by stabbing him with the knife. Why didn't you need to use the spear at all?
You are right.
That is definitely strange. Was there a reason they had to use it?
The reason they had to use a spear, huh? Oh yeah, by the way, I thought of something while we were between episodes.
As you normally do.
The video. There had to be a reason he recorded a video message in advance. Either he knew he was going to die, or the killer put him up to it. Like maybe they tied him up and we only saw the top half, so we didn't see him tied up or something.
Wouldn't that mean he was on the ground then? He's tied up on the ground.
Oh yeah, and also his arms would have been down.
Yeah. Face!
He must have been in great pain until he had his agonizing look on his face.
You need to call for my mom.
Oh no! And we're back.
I'm a good boy! He's the smart boy and the good boy. That cusses and says profanities.
I'm also
The best kind of boy.
I'm also a good boy. Right?
You're a different type of good boy.
Okay. He must have been in great
You're a pet good boy.
I'm no one's pet. I deny your pets.
That's it. Anyway.
He must have been in great pain. He clearly had this agonizing look on his face when he died. His mouth is covered with duct tape. Was this to keep Naya from screaming for help?
This is bad.
Jeez, what a horrible look on his face. The blood... You know what? You want Kazuichi? I'm tired of voicing Kazuichi.
Do you wanna switch for one of my girls? Or do you want to just give me Kazuichi?
I mean, honestly, at this point, you have more characters. I have more characters than you do, so...
Yeah. You want me? I'll take Kazuichi.
Okay.
Deal has been struck.
The first voice exchange of
The
the
first
entire playthrough.
Yeah, exactly. Considering every single case we had someone die.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only one. Like, you had two people die, but I had two people die.
Right.
No, technically, it was even worse considering we each had two people out separately.
Yeah.
And then one came back, and then died again!
Yeah.
And then I was -1! And now I'm -2! Okay, I need
But
to...
now we're even.
We are. And now I need to... Jeez. What a horrible look on his face. The blood splattered all over it doesn't help either. It's a good thing his mouth is covered with duct tape, otherwise I wouldn't be able to look at him.
Got a minute? Sorry, excuse me. Jackie moved past Kazuichi and squatted down next to Nagito's face. Okay. In one swift movement...
That's a pencil drawing!
You're ruining the immersion!
It's a pencil drawing! I'm sorry!
In one swift movement, she ripped off the duct tape off his mouth. Ow. Hey.
Wait, what are the voice actor? It's just in there like that. Rip. Ow!
Right. It's like, they're like, Nagito, you have to stay quiet. You're
I'm
supposed
sorry! Can we get like magnetic tape instead of actual duct tape? Cause that fucking hurt!
You're supposed to be dead!
I can still feel anything because I'm not...
Cut, reshoot!
And to go through 5 different props. 5 different types of tape.
Hey, what are you doing?
It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. I'll put it back right away once I'm done investigating.
But it loses its stickiness. Putting back the tape isn't the issue, you ungrateful swine. You're gonna get cursed!
Whoa.
You! Shut the fuck up, Kazuichi.
Yeah, seriously.
We never liked you from the start.
The blood on Nagito's face. Well, I'll just wait until someone's done making noise. Okay, well, are you done making noise now? Great.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
That was perfect. Well done.
The blood on Nagito's face. It looks like it mostly came from the slice on his left arm. If that's the case...
Well, that's Jockey!
Oh. If that's the case...
It's no use. She's not listening at all.
Hey.
Hey, about the blood splattered on his face. There's no blood under the duct tape.
Huh? Well, what's wrong with that?
Well,
The duct tape has crinkles. It was sticking toward the inside of his mouth, right? Nagito is probably desperately moving his mouth under the duct tape.
Seriously, what's wrong with that?
I mean, Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he got those wounds all over his body. So he tried to shout, which caused the duct tape to get stuck into his mouth a bit. Well, what's wrong with that? Is it something we need to worry about?
I don't really get it, but just put the duct tape back on his mouth already.
yep.
Yeah, you're right.
She walks over, puts the duct tape back on. I want to do this the entire game.
Jeez.
Slaps the dead body.
And Nagito's like, oh, come on!
Nagi just like, oh, what the fuck? Cut. I'm sorry, she just slapped me. It's not in the script. I want to do that anyway. You're 1 month late on your rent. What if Jackie's Nagito's landlord?
Everyone's like, do you think this is enough pink paint? Or should we add more?
Should we have some on the spear when it looks like the blood couldn't even reach it?
Yeah, we should have on the spear even though it shouldn't be able to reach that far.
Just dip.
Yeah. Anyway, this might be some kind of clue too. I should remember it.
Whoa, wait, what? What the fuck is that duct tape placement?
I don't know, man. Left hand. There's a cut in his upper left arm. His legs and right hand have stab wounds, but his wound looks like a slice. That's probably the reason that his wound on his left arm doesn't look that deep compared to his other wounds. Regardless, it doesn't change the fact that it's a hideous wound and there's blood everywhere.
Super
There's
difficult.
something strange. Strange? What?
See?
Look at the palm of his left hand. I think that blood is from when his left arm was sliced, but doesn't the blood spatter look strange? It cuts off right in the middle of his palm. Yeah, it definitely cuts off. He's probably clenching his fist or something. That would make the most sense to me. Maybe that's as far as the blood could reach when it splattered? Well, that would explain the blood on his palm, but... Is something else that's strange? He's only like the back of his hand.
Well,
There's also, yeah, like his fist was clenched. That's not really that weird. There's also blood, but only above the middle of the joint of each finger. Right. Why is it only this part?
Because you wanted to look fabulous.
See, just what I said, right? It's strange, right? I win.
Excuse me?
Yeah, sure, you win.
I thought you would really like her character.
I do! And it makes me sad because she's acting suspicious earlier.
Everyone's acting suspicious.
There's only
Akane...
2 people that have acted suspicious so far.
No, Akane physically tried to choke Nagito out!
That was before Chiaki slapped him.
Her.
That's what I meant to say. Slapped her.
Akane's like, dude! Fuck you!
But there's only 2 people so far that have been acting suspicious, and that is Sonia and Chiaki. But Sonia's has already gotten resolved. I'm pretty sure she was just in the military base to confirm if it was fireworks or bombs. That seems most likely.
She was just looking around a random truck full of weapons.
She might have been looking for like the book again or something. I don't know. Okay, fine. My 2 suspects right now are Sonia and Chiaki. How's that?
I mean, I'm still wondering where you're getting Chiaki out of.
Because remember when we were all looking for bombs and she was like, oh yeah, bombs, I guess those are important. Like, what do you mean? You guess that's important? That's the whole reason we were doing this.
She's just scatterbrained.
I don't know if that's just it. You would think if the whole island's gonna sink to the bottom of the sea, she would be a little more attentive.
What if she was thinking? We tend to just say, okay, sure, when we're thinking.
I guess.
I'm trying to defend your wife.
I do like Chiaki, okay? I don't want it to be her. I don't want it to be her. I'm just calling it as I see it.
Jesus.
What did the...
Heartless.
Man! What did the killer do to make his blood spatter like this?
Why does it look like I'm gonna stretch you?
Well, here's the most obvious thing we look at. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is impaled deeply into Nagito's stomach.
Did you see the way?
It is just a sticker! The spear was flat!
It looked like just a sticker! Which makes it even funnier!
Hold on, I need to compose myself so good.
Could you imagine all of them are just like looking over the footage that happened and they're like, do you think people will laugh at that? Nah.
You think anyone will notice? Nah. There's no way around it. It looks like the fatal wound.
We can't actually change cameras. Well, we can't actually change the camera because the spear always gets in the way. So we're just gonna have a sticker placed when we need to switch the camera.
And so like Nagito's actually there, you know, the actor, being like, oh, you know, doing all the cuts and everything because he keeps breaking. But then like the spear, they can't actually have a spear actually going into him. So they just put like a sticker that at a certain angle makes it look like it's sticking up.
Yeah. But like we have like a shirt that has like a special shirt that just has the tip of the spear.
Yeah.
Looks like it's in him, and then like the pole itself is a sticker.
Yeah. There's no way around it. It looks like the fatal wound.
What's this?
Oh my! What's this? Such a strange looking spear, isn't it? A cord that extends from the tip of the handle, and there's an iron weight attached to it.
Phew.
I see. You use the cord as a whip to capture an enemy, and deliver the final blow with the spear. Is this your first time looking at this too? Of course not! This is, the spear of Gungear, right? The one that killed Bukuro!
Technically, there were spears of Gungear.
Yeah, true. You definitely just came over that just now. No, I didn't! I used it in the first game too! Or wait a minute, I guess that was Junko. I'm a different Monokuma, right?
Maybe.
What do you mean, baby? Junko's dead! She's dead!
I wanted to see your reaction, considering I've just been giving you these bullshit answers.
Jesus.
Hey!
By the way, I wanted to ask you, where did that spear come from?
I
feel like I saw it at Nazumi Castle.
What?
What? Nazumi Castle?
What the hell?
It was designed to be afraid of mice, so I can't go in there. Damn you mice! Damn you all that hell!
Damn you, Mickey Mouse.
Wait, design? That makes it sound like he's an AI. Is he an AI?
No! Nick! Nick! Get out! You are so on this digital world thing.
I wasn't even talking about that this time, but yes.
You said AI.
Yeah.
How could he exist?
Because Alter Ego's also an AI.
But he's not on a laptop, is he? No, he's in front of us.
He's a more advanced, integrated into a robot kind of AI. There was a robot at the fucking Sea King Industries. There are mono beasts. I don't think it's that complicated to do. I see. Even he doesn't know what's inside the castle. Well, more importantly, I need to focus on the investigation. The sphere definitely catches my eye, but the weight on the end of the cord coming out of the handle looks like part of it has blood on it too. But for some reason, the section of the cord doesn't have this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. Okay.
You got quiet.
I'm piecing this together. Maybe, for some reason, Nagito was gripping onto that cord, and that's why that part doesn't have blood and why his hand doesn't have blood. Maybe. I don't know. It's about the size of a human fist.
That pretty much proves it.
Yeah. Strange the section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. Also, Chiaki mentioned this earlier, but apparently that spear came from Nezumi Castle. It might be better if I can confirm that later. You guys couldn't see it, but after I read the size of the fist, I started making motions like,
Yeah.
see?
Spear coming here. I like how that's what they're going with.
Both of Nagito's legs are tied up. Each rope is tied to the pillars nearby. He wouldn't have been able to move at all. According to the Monokuma file, the wounds on his legs are all stab wounds.
I like how this Monokuma's file is a lot more high-tech than the others.
They've all been pretty high-tech.
I know, but like, in the first game it looks like he just handed you a folder.
Yeah, okay.
This is an actual, like, iPad.
You meant in this game. I thought you
Yeah.
meant this one specifically.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Does that mean the killer didn't just tie a Nagito? He also stabbed his legs? Why would the killer do something like that? At any rate, it's pretty sadistic. The killer must have been holding a grudge towards him. Or they might have been torturing him. Torture?
Huh?
I mean, they just wanted to kill him. They could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right?
That's what happened.
If you disregard the spear in the chest, the other wounds were inflicted for reasons other than killing. Which means, moving all over Nagito's body were from the killer torturing him? If that's the case, what was the killer trying to make?
Thriller, thrill the night.
What was the killer trying to
What was the thriller? All of a sudden Nagito gets up and starts doing the Thriller dance.
Like, Nagito, you're supposed to be tied up!
It's a thriller! I'm a zombie! He's covered in blood.
He's still wearing like the contacts that make him look
Yeah, like, he has the knife in his hand. Ow! He goes to clap his hands, the point goes into his other hand. Ow!
So
I have blood in my palm now!
Are you saying in this scenario, the knife in his hand would be real? He would
No. No, technically the handle is what he would clap into. What if it was just like a prop hand and the hand falls off?
Oh, jeez.
Like, ow!
Well, he is supposed to be a zombie, right?
Yeah, and he like, his regular hand pops through and it's just like, oh man, now we're gonna have to get that prop back in.
Well, it does look like his arm's longer than the other arm.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason.
See, it is a movie!
Yeah.
My canon is right!
What is...
Oh, jeez.
Was it something that would have led to the traitor?
What?
Even so.
Well, even if it was torture, there's no doubt the killer must have held a deep grudge towards Nagito.
Damn it!
You see, he's refusing to let him die easily. I can totally understand that dark impulse. I totally understand a dark impulse like that.
Why does that sound like the thing Nikon said?
I don't know. But even if they...
Nick.
What?
It's sleepy somehow.
Ryan, how the fuck?
I don't know. I like messing with stuff, and I mess with the stuff you don't care about. And then when something happens in the stuff you don't care about, you're just like, what the fuck?
It just confuses me. I mean, I don't really care, but still.
You're just like... It's just like I keep getting myself in these situations.
Ugh. Even if they held a grudge against him, would they really have gone this far?
Puncture wounds.
Alright.
And your jukebox.
Is there anything else? Oh, the rope. Nagito's right wrist is tied with a rope, but it looks like the tip of the rope is burned off. Could this be a result of the fire? That's weird. What if the rope is burnt off like this? Why are Nagito's clothes completely unaffected by the fire when you're so close to the blaze? Huh. Interesting. Okay. I guess I'm done with the area surrounding Nagito's body. Jeez, I can't believe I actually investigated such a grisly-looking body.
Jeez!
Even I'm surprised at myself. Does this mean I'm used to it? My classmate's dead body is right in front of me. One of my peers is the killer responsible. And I have to investigate his death. Ooh, pardon me. So I can find his killer. Am I used to something as abnormal as that? That would mean I'm becoming abnormal too. Well... what should I do first? Should I talk to people first, or should I investigate the surrounding area first?
I mean, you don't have to do it all anyway, so just like do whatever.
Well, I
Like,
meant to click on the ground, but I guess vehicle works. I'm not freaking out about it like Kazuichi, but I definitely can't stop thinking about it. When the Monokuma Theater reaches 0 2 days from now, what's gonna happen?
Huh? What's gonna happen?
that's obviously
This
wrong.
rotten school trip is gonna end, right? We can finally go back home!
Here free till the end. Does that mean you don't think that'll happen?
Well, yeah.
Monokuma might be planning to make us do something after the countdown ends.
Hey, hey,
What do you mean, something?
shut up! Shut up!
He's making us kill each other, you know? What could be worse than that?
Damn it!
I don't know, but this is
My
Monokuma.
voice went into the Nekomaru voice for
Yeah.
some reason.
That's alright.
Nekomaru saying his lines with Kazuichi, and it's just like he said it out loud, and everyone in the cast is just looking at him. Sorry, I know I'm supposed to be dead.
This is Monokuma we're talking about, you know? There's no way this will end smoothly with a countdown. Anyway, like you said before, if we screw up here, it's the end for us. For now, let's focus on the investigation. Let's think about the countdown after we live through the class trial.
No.
There.
Yes,
Somebody
do it. Oh, you just broke off the top part?
Yeah, I used my little pocket knife, scraped it off a little bit, and
Why'd you bring your knife with you to my house?
I bring my knife everywhere.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like, I bring it to work, and I use this jacket at work. And don't bring up strange stuffs like that.
Stuffs. Iconic.
You might have heard Gundam's killing infinitely counts. But it looks different this time. It doesn't matter this time.
What doesn't matter?
Your face. The time! Let's say the time doesn't matter. It was clearly written in the Monokuma files. The time of death was noon sharp.
Well, that noon. What were we all doing at that time?
What were we doing? Well, right now, it's time. It's 12 p.m. 12:30 p.m.
No, not the thing.
Shut up.
So it also has a clock function.
Then that means Nagito died 30 minutes ago.
Huh?
Huh? It happened that recently? He's totally a fresh kill.
Fresh seems like a bad way to describe it.
It sounds like Splatoon. If it happened 30 minutes ago, was that around the time we were struggling with the bombs?
You're right. These fake bombs were originally supposed to explode at noon.
All right!
Which means whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time is Nagito's killer. It went on in your pants, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
But this could be like when Nekomaru died. The killer could have also used some kind of automatic setup.
Also, your crime was very detailed, so they would have needed time to prepare.
All right!
Then whoever doesn't have an alibi before we found the bombs is suspicious.
Huh?
Wait, none of us have an alibi for that time. That's when we all split up for the search to search for the bombs.
Yeah, that's the problem. Oof. Well, so much for narrowing it down. Ah! Hold on, sorry. I'm filling in.
She looks like she's deep in thought while staring at the ceiling. Just,
Thank you, narrator.
you are welcome.
What happened? Is there something strange with the ceiling?
Yep.
Yeah, about that sprinkler. That's one of the sprinkler heads that activated to put out fire.
Well,
You can see a girder right next to it, right? There.
see?
You see that red streak? Huh? Well, it's red for them.
I
because
know,
it's
but
blood.
still.
You're right, I definitely see it. Looks like a small red line. Ceiling grinder. Girder.
Grinder.
Is that blood? Blood? Well, it definitely looks like blood, but there's no way blood can get there, right? Plus, it's a straight line. Something to do with the spear? The spear thingy?
Spear of Gungnir.
Yeah, the thing on the end of it.
Yeah, the whip.
Yeah. That's why I've been staring at it. I think it's strange. It's definitely strange. I should remember this.
Well, the girl, to the truth bullets.
Yes.
One of us killed Nagito in such a cruel way? It's too bizarre. I can't do anything except laugh.
Fuck. Sorry.
It's just like the director just goes, fuck. Like, dude.
I'm trying to eat and my mayonnaise is getting everywhere. Okay, listen here, you.
Sorry. Just that one line, my mayonnaise is going everywhere.
Gosh darn it. No, that's all you had to say? Okay.
So just as I
If
thought.
only everyone could go home. Nothing would make me happier. No, we should finish the class trial. Then we can think about what will happen after.
Monakuma's dead. There's blood coming out of his stomach. Hey?
Do it.
Okay, hold on. And let me swallow. Fuck you!
No. You have to do a voice that's not Monokuma.
What?
Even though it says it.
No response. He's dead, Jim.
He's making a joke.
Yeah. Just kidding! I'm not dead! Is this one of those life-size plushies that were being produced at the factory? If you're mistaking a plushie for me, then there's something wrong with you.
You're an animal.
You're a stuffed animal too.
Hey!
Don't put oversized garbage there! It's so misleading!
What the heck?
What are you calling oversized garbage? Could this be one of Monokuma's tricks? Then why do you do it?
You said he had to do it.
Yeah. Making a fool like it got stabbed and going through trouble during the whole blood. Did you try to imitate Nagito's body or something?
We should probably call
What
him.
are you saying?
I had nothing to do with that. Huh?
You're so evil.
I'll wait to say my line after you're done on the floor.
Fine. Let me just... Is the cat outside?
No, she's right there.
Oh, okay.
It's just...
Okay.
He's probably lying! Seriously, you're always lying! You should just die like that plushie over there!
Damn, Monami.
Jeez.
What's this?
You seem more pissed than usual these days, Monami. But you better watch what you say. Fine. Sorry, everyone. I just had a strange feel. If I feel like it, I can wipe you out easily, you know?
I'm
not giving to your threats! I'll fight with you until the very end!
I can't lose.
I'll not like it, but the same world supremacy from Monokuma!
Looks like those annoyances are gone.
Thank you.
The world of... Okay.
It sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. World of Supremacy.
Yeah. If it wasn't Monokuma's trick, then who did this? Did the killer have done this? If so, is this Nagito's blood? I have no idea how this connects to the incident. Monokuma fuck you, but added in 2 points. Okay. Fire grenade. Looks like a
Why is
plastic
it
bottle.
purple?
Gasoline. Oh, it was gasoline.
No.
Remember the fire only got stronger after throwing the fire?
Well, the thing is, gasoline's not purple.
I mean, like at a certain angle, like with light reflecting on it.
That's oil.
Oh, that is oil.
Gasoline's clear.
Okay, fine then, that's oil.
But it's not Nekomaru oil. It has to be blue.
What? I don't know.
I'm kidding. It's a joke. I'm making a joke here.
Okay. It looks like a bunch of plastic bottles. Remnants of plastic are scattered all over the place.
I thought it was never glass.
Yeah, it looks... I mean, I guess certain plastics can still break like that.
Yeah, true.
This is probably Probably.
It sounds like glass!
It does sound like glass. Those fire grenades that were used to put out the fire. Well, they weren't actually that useful in the end.
What? I'm still... Like, I know I said that some sprinklers only activate by heat, but like, that is still a long delay for sprinklers.
Yes, that's what I've been saying. The fire's only extinguished thanks to those sprinklers, and oh my gosh, why is my phone blowing up? Oh, it's because fucking Posse's on Telegram.
I think you said Telemundo.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
No,
You watch Telemundo?
No, Telegram. It's a messaging app.
It was also used back in like.
Yes, I know. The fire's only extinguished thanks to the sprinklers.
Damn it, CCQ, you didn't send the telegram.
Well, nevertheless, this evidence isn't really all that strange. What the fuck do you mean? Whatever. This is... It's an oil lighter. This is where the curtains would have been hanging. It also looks like the fire did extensive damage here. The oil lighter is placed here.
Just kidding.
Ah, an oil lighter. Someone probably wanted to keep warm.
I don't think that's it.
Bring it on.
It's a most foolish thought. This is clearly the cause of the fire.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah, I was about ready to say.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about you. Oil lighters can continue to burn even after someone lets go of them.
Which means...
So using that, the curtain was set on fire. Using the oil lighter. Oh, the fuck.
Using the oil lighter, huh? Did you think the killer set up some sort of trick with it? Maybe a trick that could cause someone to steal my lines?
I like to think that's the running joke around the set.
Hey!
You are right.
She just doesn't like the door being closed.
I know,
That's the
but
whole
it's
thing.
like it sounds like someone was crying. I'm just like, eh.
Like she doesn't have any problem until the door actually gets closed.
Like I said, you need to buy a door with a little kitty thing.
Yeah, I do.
The killer probably planned to destroy evidence by setting this warehouse on fire.
They caused a fire to destroy evidence.
That sounds like in Batman Arkham Origins.
It's been a while since I played that one.
You know, when they're in the penthouse, you walk in there, the woman's hung up, and there's a big fire thing everywhere.
Was that with Two-Face?
Yeah, that was with Black Mask.
I'm gonna have to replay it.
Sionis.
Well, we're gonna replay the Arkham games eventually, right?
Yeah,
That's
we were
been a
planning
while.
on playing it between Danganronpa 1 and 2, but we were just like, let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, because I like Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
Whatever. I'm obsessed with the game right now.
Me too. I'm always obsessed with the game.
That's the only reason I can think of the killer would set fire to the crime scene, but...
When the oil lighter explode.
Maybe. Yeah then, I guess that's enough investigating the idea behind the curtain. The killer's goal wasn't just killing Nagito. There should have been another reason as well. If not, they wouldn't have gone through the trouble of tying him with a rope and covering his mouth with duct tape. Not just that, but there is no reason to inflict any wounds other than the fatal one. So what was the reason? Looks like I better investigate the other areas and figure that out. Alright, I'm trying investigating the other areas inside the warehouse first.
Back up.
So, just right here. Oh, hey guys, thanks for coming with me. Do you say anything different?
Jeez, you're pathetic.
Nope.
Nope. Oh, for the music. This is an MP3 player, and even has a speaker plugged into it. But why is this here?
Maybe...
Looks like that weird music was playing from there. You know, that music that was blaring when the fire started?
Yeah, you're right. Looks like it's busted. Oh.
Looks like it's busted for getting drenched by the sprinklers, and it looks like Hajime's stealing my lines again!
I'm sorry.
There's no mistaking it. That music was playing from that MP3 player.
Wait a minute, what do you mean again? Up until now we've had the same voice actor, so I couldn't have been stealing your lines before. Kazuichi!
that doesn't matter now.
I don't disagree with that, but why was the killer playing music from this? Okay. What else? There's... I guess the cardboards leading up to there is kind of suspicious. There's a lot of tipped over Monokuma panels. The panel near the curtains in the back is tipped over and burned. Did the fire do that? Why are they scattered like this? Last time I came here, I seem to recall they should have been neatly put away. maybe we're the ones who made the mess? Huh?
See?
Look, the tipped over panel by the entrance is really close to the door, right? So maybe the reason these panels got tipped over is... Oh, so it was like a domino. A domino, okay, so the micro panels started dominating over until they hit that oil lighter, and then that's what caused the fire.
Yep.
Okay.
So now I know one part.
Yes.
Well, technically, you know one part. I know all parts.
Well, yeah. Could it be? Was that it?
That was Hajime.
Could it be? Was that it? Yes, and see, so it's true that someone, even when you have the same voice actor, can steal lines from another person with the same voice actor. Okay, I get it, Chiaki, thank you.
I like to think everyone else is in the room with us just watching us play.
Yeah.
It's just like, Sakura's like, does anyone need any popcorn? Yeah, I would like some.
By the way, Sakura, I really like that statue of you in the funhouse.
Thanks. I had to pose like that forever. That was you? Yes. I work as a statue on the side.
You work as a statue? What?
People have, you know, the metal men.
Yeah, I get it.
But like, if you cover yourself looking like stone, you just stand there posing like this.
Okay.
People think you're a statue until someone tries to hit you in the balls and you hit them upside the face.
Right. There's something else I've been wondering.
Hey.
Those monocool panels were tipped over starting the entrance to the back of the warehouse, right? They seem to be lying on top of each other in a straight line. Yeah, compared to the other tipped over panels, the line's only one... Wait, that line is the only one that's neat and orderly.
So...
Isn't that clearly strange? Strange. That means... You can speculate this is done intentionally. Oh, do they? I guess they have to figure it out later, even though I already figured it out.
I think the detective only went.
Do I? I thought they said the same thing.
Maybe, I don't know.
There are a bunch of books that talk about each other. Apparently they contain my Kuma's poetry and photos. The sprinklers completely soaked them. I can't even turn the pages anymore. Well, it's not like I'm missing much.
I don't think there's anything.
On CDs, there are all copies of Monocure's music. I should have burned these too. Looks like the side's completely soaked because of the sprinkler. Even if there weren't food here, we might not be able to notice it. But it's better than the warehouse burning to the ground. Good thing we were able to put out the fire.
Hey.
But there's a lot of smoke. It's a good thing we didn't go inside when we were throwing the grenades.
You are right.
I agree. If we did, we wouldn't have been caught for the sprinklers and become all wet and soggy. Damn it! Don't say wet and soggy, Sonia!
Miss Sonia's all wet! She's all drenched and soggy!
Son of a bitch, Monokuma!
Did I screenshot this one too?
Yes.
Hey!
You were thinking that, huh?
Of course not!
Oh wait. That's you now.
Yes. I wasn't thinking that at all! Just like someone wasn't thinking when they stole my lines!
I gave you my voice freely, thank you!
Oh wait, hold on. Why is this... Hold on.
Why is what?
The FPS, it's in the wrong corner. There we go. Why are you responding, Kazuichi? Now that's in Hajime.
Whoa!
You're screwing with me?
This.
Oh my, screwing. How lewd.
How lewd. Just both of them. I think I need help. I think I'm sliding off the bed.
Oh, how the fuck? Oh, whoops, I almost touched New
How lewd.
I didn't mean to, I was trying to help you up, gosh darn it. Not like that though! Gosh darn it, no! Go take that quick damn it.
I love this episode. Philadelphia gotta stop laughing and do his voice. Please don't look at me with such fever eyes. I only imagined it for a second.
Kazuichi, you should probably just keep your mouth
That made it even better! Well, even though I did say I was gonna freaking kill him,
Hey!
there's no way I would have actually done it. I was just upset, you know?
You didn't say anything new, Pico.
We already clicked on him.
Oh.
You have to click on the other one. Hi, Boo.
Looks like Sonia's focused on investigating the warehouse. Which reminds me, something I need to ask her about. Now that we're pretty much finished investigating Nagima's body, I think it's time to talk to her. Hey Sonia, do you have a minute?
Yes? What is it?
I want to talk to you about when that fake bomb radio set in the warehouse exploded.
Huh?
Right before it exploded, you said something like this, right?
It is alright. It is like a bomb.
Why did you know the bombs were fake?
Well...
That's not all either. When we were looking for the bombs, why are you at the military base? I thought we were supposed to be searching the central... I thought you were supposed to be searching the central island. Plus, when I called for you, you didn't come to the factory right away. Where were you and what were you doing during that time?
Apparently lagging out.
Right.
Oh, my?
It cannot be.
Do you suspect me? It is a misunderstanding. I am not the killer. Jesus! Shit! You son of a bitch!
Whoa!
Hold on!
Sonia! Jeez!
I'm dying! You should just for this episode, you should just
Ryan dies.
No, not just no. It's like the symbols for when people cuss. Just the random symbols, like episode 30, whatever.
Yeah.
Just saying that in her voice was enough to make me lose it. Oh, she looks so flustered.
Yeah. I think you already read it. Sonia?
I am sorry.
I'm terribly sorry. I was panicking. I had my voice up for some reason. I shall calm down and explain to you why I was at the military base. When I first deployed to the final island, I discovered a vast amount of bombs there.
Huh?
Well?
At first, I was worried that someone might use them for nefarious reasons if I announced it to everyone. So, I kept silent the whole time. Not like the cat at the door! Okay, now you can crack the door because I think they're...
Yeah, I think...
Meow meow. Okay, Miss Complain.
Yeah, like I said, you should get rid of this laser board. I have too much power.
She just comes in and immediately starts chasing it. Oh goodness.
Meow. Meow.
She's like, do it again.
Kitty.
Okay. So does that mean when you heard Nagito planted bombs, you got suspicious and wanted to investigate them?
That is.
And as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found.
And because you were searching for them, you were late when we were all gathered.
Please listen.
And because of that, I reached a conclusion. The bombs Nagito brought were from the military base, which means they were fake bombs.
How did you find out that the bombs in the military base were fake?
Because I attempted to use one of them.
What?
I see.
I thought one of the bombs would be strong enough to blast open the door to the ancient ruin. At the time, I still believed the bombs were real. But I thought that I could use one of them to gain entrance to the ancient ruin. Why are you so focused on the ancient ruin?
Hello,
However,
Monami.
that
Do you
plan was
see?
an utter failure.
What? Oh my god, yes! Monami's just in the fucking corner.
Yeah.
The bomb was not real. It was merely a fireworks display. God damn it all to hell!
What?
Are you sure I should rename this episode Ryan Dies? This fucking...
You know what? Yes, Ryan dies this episode. A body has been discovered.
Right.
God damn it, all to hell.
Well, she already read it.
I know she did, but just the way she read it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So that's why you're the only one who knew the bombs at the military base were fake.
I did. As did Monami as well. She was also secretly peeking at the bomb. Which means...
If those bombs are the same ones that disappeared, it would mean Nagito took them. That is why I knew it was a fake. However, I did think it was strange when Nagito blew up the hotel lobby. Bam!
Yeah, Kazumi just went flying.
That bomb was real, and I could not stop thinking about it.
So is this how it relates to the 5th chapter in DR1 with the fucking bomb? Because there's a bomb in chapter 5 of DR1 as well.
I don't know. But upon further reflection, that might have been Nagito's plan all along. He showed us a real bomb to make us believe that the bombs he set were real as well.
If so, then Nagito's actions are extremely calculated. But the problem is, his reason for doing it.
With this, I have explained everything.
Do you have a minute?
There shouldn't be no more reason for you to doubt me.
You're right, I got it.
So there's a goat.
So that leaves only one person that's still suspicious.
Monami.
What? She's not a student. Or
She's technically not a teacher either.
I mean, yeah, but she's like a Monokuma thing. I don't know what to call them.
Bear, bunny,
I
bitch.
guess.
Bitch. We'll go with bitch.
Alright, I pretty much finished. I didn't talk to Akane.
She's probably just gonna say I want to eat meat.
Yeah. Well,
Or wait,
her.
I thought we did talk to her.
Did we? I don't. Well, we talked to her back there, but not.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I pretty much finished looking for clues inside the warehouse. I was able to find some clues, but there's still so many things I don't understand.
Hold it.
You look worried. I do look worried. Sonia, or not Sonia, Chiaki.
Sonia's like, I am Ryan's wife. Back the fuck up, bitch. I'm sorry. Cussing in that thing just always makes, in that voice just always makes me laugh.
Yeah, I am.
Well,
At a time like this, it might be good if you brought in your investigation range. I mean, it's good to investigate other places as well. She might be right. There's several things I've been wondering about besides the crime scene. The military base Sonia mentioned, the plushie factory next door, Nezumi Castle, where the spear originally came from, and Nagito's room, too.
The final monotone is in Nagito's room, I believe.
Yeah, you told me that already, and now it makes sense why I would be there. If I'm going to understand the reason for his actions, I need to know more about him. I'm pretty sure the others have already finished investigating.
can you hear me?
Hey, you guys! Isn't it about time we leave this place and try exploring other areas too? Hey, can you quit making that noise, please?
just the same person that called Kyoko a thought, just sitting there interrupting him at every point. It's like he's just sitting in the corner like, no, you kid off Chihiro.
Chihiro?
In the first game. He saw the first game and he sat there during the second game while they're recording. He's like, no.
Oh, so he's talking about like just the people in general?
Yeah. They're all being recorded at the same time. He saw the script, quit the project, sat there in the corner and just making a bunch of noise.
I did Chihiro's voice, didn't I?
You did.
What voice did I give him? I can't remember now. Did I give him like the same voice I'm giving Chiaki?
Oh my god, you did!
Oh my god!
Just but with a bit more energy.
Okay.
Just faster and a bit more up.
So like...
I thought you were about to say something about what I said.
Well, yeah, I was gonna use Chihiro's voice to be like, it's okay, I'm right here. Or something like that.
That was it, by the way.
Okay.
That was the voice. Anyway.
In response to Chiaki.
Did you say that? Oh yeah, you did. You did.
So the other guys around
I
her.
see. I see.
I agree. I was just thinking about proceeding to another area. It seems we have the same idea.
Huh? But is it safe? Will there be any... There won't be anyone to guard the crime scene.
Yep.
We don't have a choice. There just aren't enough of us. Besides, we've investigated all we can here. I'm sorry for my slip of the tongue.
I guess you're right.
See?
Also, it looks like the clues we found here aren't enough to piece the incident together. And so, we need to search for them in other areas. Probably. Well, alternatively...
Sorry, I accidentally hit the thing. I'm actually kicking it out of the way.
Yeah, I'm sure that was an accident.
I know that was an accident.
If there aren't any clues in other areas either, we'll have to give up completely. You don't need to say that. Kitty, what are you doing?
She's interrupting her lines now.
Kitty!
Hey, hey!
Then it's okay if we leave this place? It's okay? It's okay? Whatever.
There's no time for us to stand around. In order to survive, there's no other way except to do it. In order to survive, I'm gonna fucking sneeze. Hold on.
Yay, we survive!
We need to find Nagito.
They weren't my cup.
Good for you. If we don't sacrifice that person, nobody can survive. That's our reality. That's why there's no time for us to stand around.
We should stop by Dollar General a little bit right now. Get like drinks.
Yeah, that's alright.
Do we want to go? Oh, okay, since we're already here.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to go get the Monokuma first.
Oh, I mean, it'll be there. We have to investigate everywhere anyway.
Yeah, true.
Apparently, the bombs that were stuffed on the back of the truck were actually fireworks. Which reminds me, the truck looks like it came from the military.
Oh, it did come from the military base. That's not the one by the freaking hotel.
You lied to me!
It looked like the one from the motel!
I was right the first time! This truck looks like it came... Oh, I already read that. I don't even know what's brought it from there. Other than that, there's nothing in particular that catches my eye. This whole thing. It's an enormous machine, but it's not for now. Looks like there's like a link into here.
Hi, Sonia.
Hello.
Are you gonna cuss again? I have never seen so many Monokumas in my life.
Well, Monokuma isn't exactly something you would normally run into.
However...
While I was staring at all these Monokumas, a thought occurred to me.
Oh, each Monokuma has a bomb inside it, doesn't it?
The bomb that went off at the lobby might have been set up here.
Huh?
Do you have a minute?
If you hide the bomb inside a Monokuma plushie, it would make a frightening weapon. Do you not think the group that is forcing us to kill each other would devise something like that?
Amazing!
A plushie bomb is an act of terrorism!
All right!
Let us rip these apart right away so we can confirm it.
Well, hold on. If there's a bomb inside these, it wouldn't explode. Wouldn't it explode if we carelessly mess with it?
Easy as pie!
Either way, it is all gravy.
All gravy? What the hell does that mean?
Enough already!
Stop! There's no bomb!
Hey!
You'll know if you just pick me up, see? All you feel is a soft weight of cotton.
Can I pick you up?
I see.
You are right.
However...
Then, where did Nagito obtain the bomb he used?
Who knows?
I wonder. So wait, does that mean the Monokuma in this game actually doesn't have bombs inside of him? Because well, it did in the first game. Each of the Monokumas in the first game did.
Yeah, but I mean, this isn't the first game.
That's true. If I were to give you guys a hint, then you should know that it wasn't from the military base.
What?
To tell you the truth, the bombs there are all fakes.
Please wait.
I know that already. You should have said so earlier.
No!
Well, I thought if I kept quiet, they would foreshadow that the killing was going to happen. That's why I'm telling you now. Or that's why I'm just now telling you for the first time. Phew, I feel relieved. But if the bomb from the military base, or it wasn't from the military base or the factory, then he brought it from the Octagon.
Well done!
I must say, you have a good eye there, Sonia.
How did we get to the Octagon again?
That's a good question. Maybe he's just able to go...
Maybe
Funhouse
people
now?
could just go to the funhouse now, considering it's not a murder plot anymore.
Yeah. Putting a bomb inside one of my plushies seems like a splendid idea. Let's try it.
That is...
Did I say something I should not have?
It's not your fault. Don't worry about it.
Monokuma's gift.
Okay, great.
There's one other thing.
Yeah, the laptop. Life-size Monokuma plushie was crammed inside a enormous basket.
Technically, we also have to go to the break room again.
Oh yeah. It looks like there are any clues here. That reminds me, when we saw Nagito's video message on his laptop. Blah blah blah. At the time, Nagito said he should have already been killed. Which means that the video message was recorded in advance. That's right, besides that video, there might be data on this laptop that could be used as a clue. With that thought in mind, I tried messing around on the laptop, but it's no use. It's locked. No way I can examine this. If it's locked, then maybe there really is something inside. Maybe I'm overthinking this. What about Kazuichi? Can't he hack into it?
He's not the ultimate programmer.
Mechanics could, well, yeah, probably not. The break room is on the inside of this door. This is where we obtain the fire grenades. Anything inside? There's something on the floor that looks like a clue. Nothing in trash. Okay, I can't go inside, I guess. They won't let me.
Apparently, the only truthful was fucking Monokuma.
Yeah.
Anyway, where should we go next?
The military base is the closest.
Okay. We also have to go to Nezumi Castle and Nagito.
Hold on. I keep forgetting there's like 5 different areas it says I can go to. I'm gonna look at that real quick because I always keep clicking right at the top up. Outside, okay. The last option is just cancel. So I'm like, that looks like more than the options I have. But yeah, if it's just canceling. Oh hey, look at that! The military base is right next door.
We are part of the Jabberwock army.
Are we?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. It's that dreadful helicopter, the one that executed Teru. Doesn't have anything to do with the incident.
That's how Nagito blew up the building.
Yeah.
It's a tank. It's a tank. A tiny tank. With a skull. I can talk to people.
Fucking JoJo. Anyway. If the bombs are fake, this might be fake too. Well, it's clearly made out of cardboard. I'm not brave enough to check it for myself. I can look at the truck. I can ignore Kazuichi. But I tried to look through the truck bed. It's empty, nothing here. When I first came here, there's something on this truck bed, which means Sonio's telling the truth.
However...
Yeah. But did Nagito know the bombs weren't real? It's possible that he thought they were the real thing. No, never mind. He said as much in his video. He knew the bombs were fake. He only did what he did to weed out the traitor. You know, is that really it? Did Nagito really do that to expose the traitor? We need to close the door again?
What's the cat doing?
Just sitting on my lap. Okay, I'm bobbing my leg.
Oh. Okay, I was wondering why the cat was shaking like it. The cat okay?
No, I'm bobbing on my leg and I guess he doesn't mind. Did Nagito only do that to expose the traitor? Maybe that there was a different motive behind his actions. A huge supply of guns and other firearms was stuffed in the bed of his truck.
Whoa!
Ah, found it!
What did you find?
Huh?
Well, that truck bed over there has guns in it, but I also found stuff like a
survival knife? Someone stealing my lines, perhaps? Did you find that, maybe? Wait, isn't that the same type of knife I was stabbed through Nagito's right hand?
Maybe.
Which means the killer obtained the knife from here.
All right.
So the killer is someone who visited this military base at least once. We all did.
That's everyone, though.
No, not me. This is the first time I've been here.
That sounds fishy.
Wait, what? Hold on. You just said when I came here last time. Open up the thing again. Hold on. Open up the transcript. Now, go up. More. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
I thought he said last time I was here.
Gotcha.
Damn it! This dangerous place is the reason all this messed up stuff is happening.
Hey!
Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, they gotta take better care of these.
It's easy to say that, but there's no one on this island who can do that. But did we not even get a single tree bullet in this area? Not a single one.
No. Back up.
What the? Okay. Fucking hell, jeez. I guess Nagito's room. I don't know which way is closer to the bridge, so I'm just gonna start...
Technically, we have to go to the 4th island and the 1st island, but they're right next to each other by the gate.
Oh, I forgot we had to go to the 4th island again.
Because that's where Nezumi Castle is.
Right.
So...
I'll go to Nagito's room first.
Yeah, so it's to your right. Yeah.
Getting my steps in.
Oh! And then...
Oh yeah, it goes backwards, remember?
Oh yeah.
That's fine, since we're already here.
Let's go to Nezumi Castle.
Oh.
Hey! We can go to Disney World on the next episode.
Does my timer not go off right away? Because it said +4. Whatever. See you guys next time.
Bye.